because you got to stop guessing and you got to start winning. And with the Huzi Trade Assistant, let me show you how we win. We execute the trade, and that's how we win. All right? That's how we win. Hello, guys. Hope everybody is doing good, is doing great. This is me, Josefa, from the Huzi Trade Assistant. And today we are going to be doing a strategy for over five. I'm going to be showing you how you are supposed to trade. This strategy would be applicable for both over five, and it's going to work on under four as well. As you can see, I have opened both my trade assistant tool and Deriv's market side by side, so you can confirm that both of them are presenting me the same tick flow of data, right? Like everything is working in coherence. So even though I don't even have to open this Deriv's window, I'm still gonna open it just for you guys to see that this is the Huzi Trade Assistant, which is a tool that I created to help me trade options on Deriv in a much more faster and effective manner. Now, why I say that is because firstly, if you look at the settings which are available to you over here, okay? If we talk about the statistics or tracking the market, okay? If you're gonna be trading one tick, two ticks, the thing is you wouldn't be able to analyze the data, okay? Like when you trade in smaller time frames, then it becomes more of a statistics game than a visual technical analysis game, right? And with every flow of the tick, you're not able to keep track because you have to change. Like, for example, you want to execute a trade of $1, you execute it, and then you want to change it the next trade size to cover the previous loss and make sure you make profits. The whole time that it takes roughly a second or two. And by the time you do it, the tick that you wanted to trade specifically on the Deriv market, it passes away. Or even if you do manage to catch it once, luckily, it won't happen again. Okay. Or even there might be when you press this button for executing the trades, it takes some sort of time. Okay. Like, let me give you an example. I want to execute a trade of $1 and then I want to execute a trade of $2. Okay, let's see how fast we do it. So, for example, I just placed a trade. You can see this box opened up, and I just wanted to place another trade, and you can see this gap. Okay, I wanted to place the same trade over here for two, but it got executed one tick after that. Okay, now I'm going to execute it on the Huzi Trade Assistant. Now observe, like I entered over here and I immediately entered over here. You see the difference that over here, this was my first trade, executed, it closed over here, and immediately on the very same tick, I was able to execute my second trade and it got executed. Okay, and you can see immediately afterwards. Let's do another one just to give you guys another example. Like I execute here, I execute here, and one lost and the other one won. So you see, that's the power which you are going to be getting with the Huzi Trade Assistant. And the best thing is that this trade size changing, that you want to change from $1, then you gotta press $2, then you gotta press $3. Changing the size, it takes time. With the Huzi Trade Assistant, all of these things get with you and you can decide and map them along. Okay, so like if I press on the custom mapping button, it will allow me to set the trade sizes, basically meaning the stake sizes, and I would just enter them separated by a comma. Once it's done, it is going to map accordingly to you pressing the 1, 2, 3 all the way up till 0 key, and from Q all the way up till P. Okay, you would be given the opportunity to customize and key map your trade sizes, and you would execute just by pressing buttons. You don't have to go and change the sizes. You're getting the speed, you're getting the precision. All right. And not only that, you're also getting the analytical data, okay, the statistical flow of the market. you are better able to understand and basically devise something around it in the form of counters like we have. So the way that this works is, as at the moment, you can see I've selected the over 5 mode. Now, what over 5 means is that if the digits come at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm going to make a loss. If the digits come at 6, 7, 8, 9, that means I'm gonna have a winning trade, right? So the last digit is going to be shown over here, and this is called the current streak. Now, how this current streak works is that as soon as your digits start increasing, in the sense that this last digit comes in the non-winning digits for the over 5 conditions, basically meaning that the last digit was either 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it kept on coming simultaneously. Like right now, you can see this is one, a losing digit. Again, it came, okay, another losing digit, 5, another losing digit. The current streak is supposed to increment like that. When two or more losing digits are gonna occur, or one or more losing digits are gonna occur, it's gonna start incrementing. So as soon as you see a losing digit over here, it is gonna increment by 1. If you see it happening in a row, then again it's going to increment, and that's how this is going to increment. And we've divided certain counters that react to the way this whole market is moving. Okay, so at the moment you can see we have the first and second counter, we've got the third and fourth counter, we've got the fifth and sixth counter, the seventh and eighth, the ninth and tenth, and then we've got the triplets. You can call them pair counters, you can call them triplet counters. These are going to be the quad counters, the quintet counters, and these are the individual counters. Okay, so let me explain how they work and how you can analyze the flow of the market and use it at your benefit. Okay, so when the current streak starts increasing, okay, when basically the non-winning digits occur, like this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Now, this 3 is greater, like this current streak right now, its value was greater than this. Okay? The last reset was 5. Basically, current streak went all the way up till 5. And then when it landed on the winning digits, basically meaning 6, 7, 8, 9, it reset to 0. Okay, so the current streak increments in the way, like simultaneously non-winning digits occurring, like you can see right now. And as soon as a winning digit occurs, it resets back to 0. Now, how these are going to react to our counters is, I'm just going to focus on the individual counters first, and then we're going to move to the pair counters. Then we're going to move our way down. Hopefully, it's going to make sense much more easier like that. Okay. And trust me, this is going to be the only strategy, the only tool you need to effectively trade with precision on the derivative markets. Okay. And with that being said, let's see. So for current streak, when its value becomes equals to 2 or greater, and then it resets back to 0, basically a winning digit occur, then this is gonna increment by 1. Okay, so this is the first individual counter. All the current streak values, like all the way from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're all marked down here. Okay, we've marked them down in that regards. So as you can see, this current streak is 4. Okay, and then it went to 0. So this incremented by 1, this incremented by 1, this incremented by 1, and because it was 4, this, if any value would have been here, it would have been reset to 0. Okay, so you're basically keeping a track of the flow of the market based off of these counters. They're telling you that, okay, its value has reached to a certain point, and the average which you can observe it going is this. So depending on the maximums and the averages, you can decide when to enter. Okay, when to execute the trade, so that when you enter, your trade entry is going to reset the current streak by 0 to 0, and also the particular counter which you are going to be trading, that is also going to be reset to 0. Okay, I know it's gonna sound confusing, but trust me, I'm gonna repeat it again. It is a fantastic strategy. So let's recap. First of all, last digits are gonna be shown over here as the flow of the market is going on. And when they land on non-winning digits for over five condition, we remember they are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If they land on them simultaneously, like this is one, incremented by one, winning digit, reset to zero. Losing digit, incremented by one, another, two, reset to zero because of winning digit. That's how that works. And this is gonna, last reset is gonna tell you that what was the value of the current streak before it reset to zero. Okay, like let's see this right now. This is five. Okay, if it were to reset right about now, okay, it reset at seven. You can see the last reset set at seven. That's how this works. And you are also going to be getting an idea of what are the max streaks which you can observe. Uh, like what is the max it can do landing on the non-winning digits. Okay, because the more it goes on, the higher the probability of you having a successful trade increases. Okay, but it's best to know like what's the maximum or the averages where you should be trading. Okay, so that's why we've developed these because most of the times it is going to start, the current streak is going to be between 1 till 10. So we want to capitalize on that volatility that we get. And in order to capitalize on them, that volatility, we created these particular counters. So we've explained how the individual counters work. Let me recap back again. Current streak, come on, baby, climb up so I can tell people how this works. So you see it reset at 2. Because 2 was greater than 1, it incremented this by 1 and reset this to 0. Okay, so the best way that you could take an entry right now based off of these individual counters would be that, okay, this counter is currently at 6. It can potentially go like the max it observed was around 10. So a good place to enter would be around 7, 8, or 9. Okay. And these counters do tend to go up. Like for the individual ones, I've seen them go to, I guess the max which I saw for over 5 or under 4 mode was around 20. Okay. So you can determine and strategize your plans according to that. If you want to play the sniper approach or if you want to capitalize on the averages which it roams around and how to execute the trade on the basis of that. I'm going to show you. Okay, so for example, I wanted to trade, we're going to trade the, which counter has the value? Okay, I just want to show you guys how the trade execution works. So for example, I'm betting on this. So first, current streak becomes, I executed a trade, I'm going to wait. Okay, again, it's going to become 1. I'm going to execute the second trade in my sequence. Second trade executed, it won. Okay, you can see this trade won, balance also increased over here, and I was counting on to reset this particular counter. So the main idea behind this is that you need to understand the averages and the maximums which you can potentially observe with these counters and trade on the basis of that instead of just looking at this Deriv's graph where you have no statistical analysis, no determination of the flow of the market, and you're just pretty much straight up gambling, right? But this bot is going to ensure that from that gambling approach, you come to a statistical approach and you can focus on what the market tells you, what the counters tell you, and base your decisions off of that. And that too in a faster manner. So, like, for example, I want to trade this. Okay, one, bam. Okay, so you can see its maximum value, which was so far observed for this session, was 3, and it was already at 2. So I executed the trade and bam, done. Okay, so how these counters work, the pair ones are going to be identical to the individual ones, but the only difference is these counters would only reset when the last value of the current streak before it went to 0. was any of these values. Okay, so for example, if the third one wants to be reset to 0, then the current streak value has to go to 3 and then to 0. That would reset this. Okay, so currently this, okay, come on, baby, go to 3 or just reset this 1. Okay, you see, it was 1, went to 0, and it was 3, it also went to 0. So that's how these individual counters basically increment and reset. And at the same time, for pairs, the increment condition would be that the current streak value has to be greater or equals to 3 before it goes to 0. That would increment this first and second counter. Okay, but for the reset, like it has to come till the current streak can either be the first or the second, and if it goes to 0, then this is gonna go to 0 as well. So basically, making this counter go to 0, you can have two values that can make it go to 0, right? For triplets, it's gonna be 3. For quads, it's gonna be 4. Quintets is gonna be the first 5 for the first quintet, basically meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second quintet is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The first quad, 1, 2, 3, 4. Second quad, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so like this is the counter I'm gonna trade on the basis of this. Current streak 1 executed, current streak 2 executed. It went to 3, I'm not gonna trade. I'm gonna wait. Its value also incremented, so the odds are in my favor. The probabilities have increased. So I'm gonna execute the trades and bam. You can see winning trade. And all of this was done in a fast-paced environment. And trust me, like opening these trades so fast, you wouldn't be able to do it utilizing the Deriv's D trader. Not that it's bad, it's a very pretty decent traders platform, but our Who's Trade Assistant is gonna double boost it basically, as you can see right now, like how fast you were able to execute the trades. And not only that, you are able to customize the trade sizes. I'm as of right now, I'm using the ones that are already predefined, okay, for the low risk, for the mid, for the high, even odd, 5K balance, 5K 17 balance. And this custom mapping is gonna enable you to set your sizes according to your own liking. All right. So let's trade a little bit more. Let me show you okay. All the counters are pretty much empty right now. So yeah, like I was telling you guys that we have also included different other counters, which are gonna be available only to the people who actually get this software and buy a subscription for it. Okay, there are advanced counters as well. Extra counters, delayed counters, exotic counters, pair dissection, individual dissection counters. So like there's a very big game going on over here, which you can capitalize on. Okay, if you know how to play with these numbers. And trust me, the best thing is Who's Trade Assistant, you have 2 days to try it out for free. Okay, try it out for free. See if it makes sense to you. See if you can play around with it, possibly develop some strategies, and the sky's the limit, honestly. Okay, it's way better analysis than what you would get on Deriv's D Trader when it comes to statistical analysis and trading in short tick durations. Okay, so that's how you trade when you are trading with the counters. So for example, if I wanted to trade the first triplet counter, I would be executing the first trade for current streak value 1, second at 2, third at 3. Okay, you can clearly see these messages in the main log as well, which tell what size position was executed and where it was executed on what current streak value. So let's try to trade this third and fourth one. Okay, I'm gonna wait for the current streak value to rise. 2, 3 executed the trade. 4 executed the second trade. Now I'm gonna wait because the current streak value has gone up. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for it to reset back to 0, and the next two entries of my trade sequences are going to be executed on third and fourth. Okay, so We're gonna wait. Okay, current streak 1. Again, it reset to 0. Come on, current streak, climb up. And then it went to 3. I executed my trade, went to 0, and bam. Okay, you can see how easy it is to make $10 a day. Okay, very easily keeping your risk at the bare freaking minimum. The sizes I'm using, these are for the mid-risk settings. I would suggest using the low-risk ones. Okay, so your trades get, if you have a small balance, you can potentially grow it and then increase your trade sizes so you can capitalize on that. Okay, so let's just execute the trade on this. Executed, executed the second trade, bam. Okay, just by talking with you guys, you can clearly see the max risk was hardly $3 and we came out profitable. And of course, risk would have been less and profits would have been less if we would have kept our sizes small as well. So that's how you trade with the Uzi Trade Assistant with these counters. This is the manual trading aspect of things. Okay. I'm just giving you a tutorial, a strategy on what you should be doing instead of just trading blindly. Okay because you gotta stop guessing and you gotta start winning. And with the Huzi Trade Assistant, let me show you how we'd win. We execute the trade, and that's how we win. All right? That's how we win. So with that, I'll just conclude this video. This was a short strategy guide. Of course, I'll be doing more soon on different strategies for over 4, for under 5, and we'll go more in depth for it. Okay? And you guys would also get to see these beautiful counters which you can leverage to your maximum advantage. All right? So with that being said, I'll talk to you guys soon. Stay tuned. Bye bye.